Welcome back, everybody, to the Sports Degenerates Show. I am your host, Frank Wible. Well, the NFL season is 8 days away from starting, but it's in full swing already with the off-field issues, or off-field news, I should say. Leonard Fournette, who was released by the Jacksonville Jaguars the other day in a bit of a head-scratching move, has signed to a new team. Adam Schefter reporting just about an hour ago that he and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have agreed in principle to a deal. No years or money has been announced yet. We'll see. I'm assuming it's going to be either short years or short money. It's just not, the Buccaneers are not exactly way under the salary cap to make big signings, and they still have guys like Chris Godwin who are going to be due for a big payday at the end of this season. So the Buccaneers, they're making moves. The Buccaneers right now on paper are going to look like an absolute dominant team that's going to be really probably the favorite to come out of the NFC and win the Super Bowl, or go to the Super Bowl and possibly win the Super Bowl. What interests me about this, and I have Tampa Bay in my playoff predictions video making the playoffs as a wild card team that probably goes around 11-5, 12-4. However, what I find interesting is every year there's a team that seemingly wins the offseason. I know from experience the 2011 Eagles, the dream team. You know, they were supposed to be this incredible team. They went 8-8. Even as recent as last year, you know, the Cleveland Browns were supposed to be this dominant team. They never got going and fired their coach after one season. That didn't work either. What I'm wondering about, and what I think maybe some Bucs fans are nervous about, is you are adding a lot of new pieces to a already potent offense from last year. People got to remember that. Jameis threw 30 interceptions, which was horrible, but it was still an offense that put up insane numbers. They still won 8-8. They had a young defense that really, through the course of the year, got really good. What I wonder is now you add Gronk, you add Brady, now you add Leonard Fournette to an already busy running back room, mind you. In an offseason where guys really couldn't work out too much together, there's no preseason games to work off the rust, I still think the Buccaneers make the playoffs, but what I do think is this, and I will give Bruce Arians a lot of credit on this too, because I think Bruce Arians is one of the best coaches in the NFL, and he's going to keep this team steady and in line. But I would not be shocked to see the Buccaneers go probably about 10-6, and the only reason why is I think their offense is going to struggle out of the gate, and I don't think that's like they're going to be horrible and finger pointing and all that, but I wouldn't be surprised to see through the first 6 weeks a 3-3 record, a 2-4 record. Without their schedule in front of me, I'm not certain. I'll bring it up right now, actually. But if I was looking at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just objectively, it's a team that you wonder, they have the Saints, which is the first game of the season, which is at New Orleans, which is a hell of a game and a hell of an offense to run up against your first game. Home against the Panthers, that's a very winnable game. At Denver, Denver's always a hard place to play. Their offense is going to be really good. Home against the Chargers, Chargers very well can be sneaky good this year. Their defense is good, although it's always injured with the Derwin James news going down. So at Chicago, that should be an easy one. The Bears' offense is struggling. Home against Green Bay is a really tough one. So, I mean, through those 6 games, 3-3 is not out of the realm of possibility. Excuse me. 3-3 is not out. Wow. 3-3 is not out of the realm of possibility. So, I think that after that, they would start to really get it on track and get their offense going and find a rhythm with each other. But if I was a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, I would not panic if early in this season you see the Buccaneers start to struggle on offense with all these new pieces. Maybe balls thrown at feet, maybe a little behind receivers, maybe running backs hitting the wrong hole. Something along the lines of just trying to work out a rhythm. Because again, there's no preseason. I mean, preseason's preseason, but, the first preseason game, you get a drive or two. The second preseason game, you get a whole quarter. The third preseason game, you get an entire half. Then the fourth preseason game, they get a whole half. They get the whole game off. But they basically work a full game of 4 quarters in 3 games. But it gives you some sort of rhythm with guys. And it's a slower pace because it is the preseason. Whereas in the regular season, the stakes are up, the pressure's on. You can't use it as just a learning experience. You have to just go out firing. These games matter now. So, but that's news today. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're signing Leonard Fournette. They're basically going to sign everybody not named Antonio Brown, according to Bruce Arians. But this is a Sports Degenerate Show. I am your host, Frank Wible. If you like what you hear, please like, comment, subscribe. If you're a Buccaneers fan, please let me know. If you're a fan of any NFL team, let me know. What do you think that the Tampa Bay Bucs are going to do this year? Are they just going to, run the gauntlet and just dominate everybody and just move forward with the NFL season? No issues. They got the greatest quarterback of all time. They got one of the best quarterback coaches of all time. Do they just run through? There's no hiccups, no blisters, and just dominate? Let me know. Follow me on Instagram at sports_degenerate_show. The link to that is in the description below. And as always, I'm Frank Wible. This is the Sports Degenerate Show. And thank you for stopping by.